Okay, welcome to Speak Your Sport now with Danny and Dave.
Where's
this
Matt?
week. Matt's, I had to let Matt go, unfortunately, just because I fucking hate him. That's why. Just doesn't know what he's talking about, does it? Talks shite half the time. So I had to say, I had to just give him a sack. This is how what happens in business. You've got to make these tough decisions that maybe that might not be supported by everyone, but it's got to be done,
Is that him on the dole now? Is he on a dole?
Speaking English.
Is he on the dole?
What is the dole?
The dole.
The what?
The dole.
You just saying the dole
The
again
dole.
does not clear things up. Like,
You don't know what the dole is?
No.
He's on. That's him on benefits now. Job seeker allowance.
Ah. Well, I'd imagine so.
He's unemployed.
I think he's knocking on doors, selling things. That's
Yeah.
what he's doing. God only knows what he's selling.
If you're listening, Matt, all the best.
I won't be listening to this. I'll never listen again. Right. Well, I mean, viewers, listeners will know how this goes.
That might be Matt, is it?
Listeners will know how this goes. We'll talk about the Premier League, but there's been a change of plan because, well, not a lot's really happening. The title's pretty much decided.
Right, I'll sum this up in a nutshell. Leicester's won the league. League's over. Top four's decided. That's not going to change, and the bottom three's going to stay as it is. End of story.
Right, can we end it there?
Aye.
No, we can't end it there, obviously. So instead of talking about that, we're going to be talking about the big topics of the week. Big controversial Speaker's Corner today. This is what this is for like-minded people like ourselves, me and Dave. Something probably worth talking about is the Champions League. Last night, or
snooze fest.
I say last. Hold on, Man City are in the semi-finals of the Champions League, which as a City fan, I'm absolutely buzzing about that. I can't believe we're in the semi-finals, especially as the 3 years Pellegrini's been in charge. This has probably been, in terms of performance, the worst season he's had. But hey, we're in the semi-finals, so that says it all. 0-0 at home to Madrid. You can have your own say whether you think it's a good result or not. I think it's good. It's not brilliant. It's not terrible. It's good. What did you just say then? Oh, it's boring.
I watched the game last night and I thought, what a horrendous atmosphere for a start. Lack of atmosphere. Semi-final, for fuck's sake. The biggest game in the club's history.
Right, you were watching on TV. I was there at the stadium, but it was not. I've heard this explained. It was a cracking atmosphere. It was. I'm not saying it was the greatest atmosphere I've ever been to in a City game, but it was a good atmosphere. It was. You were watching on the TV. I don't know what the TV have made it out to be. Okay, and I've heard people saying watching on TV that the atmosphere wasn't good. Or maybe that's something there to do with the speakers or the cameras or whatever. All right, but I was there at the stadium. The atmosphere was good.
This is arguably Man City's biggest game in the history of the club.
Yeah, but you got to remember that
in the history of the club.
Yeah, but you got to remember that the audience, the fans attending, it's nervous, right? It's tense. This is our first ever semi-final. It's tense. It's a tense atmosphere. Real Madrid have been here, God knows how many times. Man United, you compare it to maybe like Man United or someone who've been there time after time. They're used to games like this. We're still adapting to the Champions League as a competition, never mind a semi-final match.
As for the game, I just thought the game was boring. I thought, how many shots on target did Man City have?
Well, yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't the greatest of games, but again,
not just Man City, but the Champions League in general. I just find European football boring to watch.
Right, hang on. Let's concentrate on the Man City game then. I thought the Man City defence for a start, Otamendi and company were fantastic at the back.
I'll give you that. Company played well, yeah.
Yeah, Otamendi, but I say was better. Was man of the match. Hart made a few good saves, and yeah, you're right. Aguero wasn't at it. He wasn't at the races last night, unfortunately. De Bruyne looked tired after 17 minutes. The legs were going. You're right. It wasn't the greatest performances, but I still feel confident going away to Madrid. I do. 2-2 away at Paris. 3-1 away in Kiev. 3-1 in Sevilla. 2-1 at Gladbach. Our away record this season in the Champions League has been better than it has been at home. And so if we get the first goal, we're laughing. In Madrid, if we get the first goal, we're laughing.
Well, I just find it boring to watch. Not a fan of European football.
Right. Is it like what? European teams facing all the English teams, just a competition?
I just find it just... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Doesn't quite compare to second or third division Scottish football, does it?
Oh, here we go, right. I'm going to create a debate here, right?
Right, go on, you say.
Right. People have a go at Scottish football all the time.
I'm not having a go at it, but you're saying that Champions League is boring.
Because it's all defensive, pass, go nowhere, pass again.
The best teams in Europe, though.
They might be the best players, but it's not entertaining. It's not, football's an entertainment business. You want to be entertained.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
Honestly, hand on heart, I would rather watch an East Stirling win against, Arbroath. Give me an East Stirling Arbroath 4-3 thriller any day of the week over Man City v Real Madrid.
A match that ends 4-3 between any two teams is going to be better than a 0-0 between any two teams.
Well, there you go.
Right? Yeah, but it doesn't always go like that, though.
Therefore, it's a better.
Liverpool versus Dortmund the other week. Was that an entertaining game in Europa League? It's not the Champions League, but it's European football. Was that an entertaining game?
Yeah, the odd game. Yeah. The odd game. I can count in one hand the amount of entertaining games like that. Like the 4-3.
Two teams of equal quality, like they are in the Champions League. They cancel each other out.
These sort of games come along once in every 5-10 years?
5-10 years?
Aye. Maybe the last time you've seen a 4-3 thriller like that. It was Istanbul, wasn't it?
Well, you're testing my memory. Oh, well, that, yeah. Well, I'm sure there's been...
You should be able to reel them off like that.
Why should I?
See, Scottish football, you can go, last week,
my team's only
5-4. The week before that, 3-2.
All right, yeah. A couple seasons ago, Man City, we were away at the Allianz. What was it now? 2014? 2-0 down, came up to win 3-2. And that same year, or it might have been the following year even, sorry, it ended 3-2 again to City in a cracking game. These are just City games I'm picking up. These are the ones that are fresh in my memory because I'm a City fan.
There's a lot of boring Champions League games out there.
No doubt about it, but you're saying there's no boring games in the Premier League or the Scottish League?
Premier League as well. I find a lot of Premier League games boring.
This is just you talking as a Scot, isn't it?
Nope, it's not. I'm envious. No. You got good quality, I'll give you that. But I'd rather.
But you still watch it though, Champions League. You watched the game last night. You still watch Champions League. You still watch the Europa League. You watched the final, but you're not.
I think I managed to stay awake for the first 30 minutes.
But you still watch the game, so...
I try to. I just find them boring.
Well, there you go. These are the games that people want to watch. The man's for them.
Yeah, but I watch other football too.
Well, of course, because we're football fans. So do I. But I don't think that... You can always say that you're guaranteed to have a better entertaining match in League 2 than you are in the Champions League. Certainly not.
I'd put a case forward that lower league football is a lot better than elite football.
So it's a lot different. Depends what you're used to watching.
It's more entertaining. I urge everybody out there, stop supporting the big teams and get behind the smaller teams because that's where the real
is the scoreline. It's not all about the scoreline, though, is it? It's about performance.
No, it's not.
It's about seeing these attractive players playing at like your Ronaldos and Messis. You want to see those players playing.
Would you rather pay 40-50 quid to watch Messi, Ronaldo playing a 0-0 draw? Would you rather pay, I don't know, £10-15 to go see a 4-3 thriller? Yeah,
I would. Yeah.
You'd rather what?
I'd rather watch a 4-3 thriller on that basis, but that wouldn't be the same every time. Like, even if you threw 1 or 2 goals in the 45 quid in a big Champions League match where the atmosphere is guaranteed, it's going to be better. I'd rather pay that amount of money if it's a team that I had interest in, rather than seeing 2 teams that I did not have an interest in.
I just find it really boring. There's too much at stake. It's all money. They're all scared to make that mistake in case it costs their club millions of pounds.
What clubs are afraid of making a mistake?
No, the players. If the players make a mistake, I don't know, lose the ball in their own half or whatever it is and lose a goal.
Yeah, because it's a big match. It's a big competition.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's too much at stake. They're too scared to make, to go for it.
Oh, so
get rid of the away goal as well. That's a load of fucking bollocks, that shite.
That makes it more entertaining.
Get that to fuck. The home team just
knowing that if a team can score an away goal, then it changes everything in the tie.
And
the home team doesn't have advantage anymore.
I'll tell you another thing. Extra time. Change that.
To what?
What's his name? Fucking Gianni Infantino. Is that his name?
Who's that?
That baldy bastard that's in charge of FIFA.
Oh, the one that does all the draws?
Aye.
Yeah.
Listen here, Gianni. This is what
Do you think he'll be listening?
Aye, he'll be listening. If
Right,
he isn't,
we'll
then he wants
hashtag him.
to. Right, Gianni. What was I going to say there?
Something about the extra
Fucking
time?
forgot it.
Something about extra
Oh,
time.
aye, extra time. Extra time, right? This is what you want to do in extra time.
Right.
So after you played out a draw, you come to extra time, right?
Are we talking about this after 2 legs?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Not just in European football, but in general. I'm talking domestic cups as well.
Mm-hmm.
Extra time, I find, is also extremely boring. They all settle for penalties. So
Yeah.
what you want to do, extra time, you take off, each team has to take off, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 players for the duration of extra time. So now you've got 7 aside. 7v7 on a full-size pitch for extra time. Oh, creates all manners of opportunities there.
Is that a genuine...
Yes, it is.
7 aside?
Yes. We go
It's not Sunday League, is it? It's not
Hey,
It's not a couple of mates
listen,
having a kick about.
Just think about it.
7 aside.
Extra time. We played 90 minutes.
Do you want to,
We've now got
make a smaller pitch? You want to make the pitch
no,
smaller as well?
No.
Bring in the goals?
No.
Maybe bring in a couple of jumpers and put them on the pitch.
Just think about it.
What would that do? What, more goals?
More space, more. Of course, there'll be more goals. 7 aside, the full-size pitch, extra time. You're thinking, here we fucking go.
Well,
Right,
okay.
Gianni, get on that. 7 aside for extra time.
Yeah, okay. What about this? All right. Now this might be better. What about the golden goal?
No, that's
What
bullshit.
happened to the golden goal
That's-
rule? They just get rid of
Aye,
that. They did it in like 2002 World Cup, didn't
No,
they?
it's shite. It's boring. Both teams are too scared to lose the goal because then that's them out.
Ah, but if a team can get a goal when it all kicks off, doesn't it?
Nah, fuck that. 7 aside, extra time.
I'll tell you what, guys. Give us a little comment in the comment section. Let you know what you think about that 7 aside in a Champions League semi-final, rather than extra time. A 7 aside.
Yeah, 7 aside, extra time. I'm telling you. Either that or you take off your back 4. Both teams, no defence.
Well, that's a rule, is it?
Or, how about this one? Take off your goalkeepers. 10v10, no goalkeepers.
You mean rush goalkeeper? Like,
No goalkeepers.
well, that'd be stupid. That'd be worse than 7 aside.
Well, great. Look at the goals you get. Then you get drama, excitement, all.
No, no. Look, UEFA,
Fuck
FA,
UEFA. Fuck the FA.
multi-billion-dollar companies, and I don't think they're going to be taking too much advice from you.
Well, fuck
Dave.
them. They don't get a say in it.
They don't get a say.
Nah, fucking bigwigs. Fuck them. Not they know about football.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on. Okay, with Dave, we always, try putting a little Scottish theme for Dave and make him happy. Otherwise, he gets mad. Not seriously mentioned, and probably not since what's happened with teams like Rangers and Hearts. Should Scottish teams be in the same league as the English teams? Do you think, honestly, right? Do you think they'd be up for it?
I think Rangers and Celtic will be up for it.
Rangers now, like,
How do you mean?
do you think they'd be able to cope? Say we'll put them in the Premier League, all right? Say we'll increase the Premier League to 24 teams, so you get you fit 4 teams in there, whoever it may be, Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen, Hearts, whoever. How well do you honestly think they would do?
Well, this is the thing. See, when people mention Rangers and Celtic going to the Premier League, and they say, "Oh, they'll be relegated. They have no chance." Of course, they'd have no chance because with the squads that they've got at the minute aren't good enough for Premier League. But that point is completely invalid. You know why? If you put Rangers and Celtic in the Premier League, they wouldn't have that same squad that they've got just now. They'd obviously invest. You put them on a level playing field.
It would attract new investors, wouldn't it?
You put them on the level playing field with the Premier League clubs, give them the same amount of money to spend, they'll be up there. Well, right, say Rangers and Celtic, right? They're in the Premier League, right? Just imagine it in the Premier League.
Okay.
Up, Rangers are top, obviously, Celtic down the bottom.
Right. Yeah.
Right, they're in a transfer window, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, you got Rangers, West Brom, and say, I don't know, Bournemouth.
Okay.
3 clubs, all after the same player.
Yeah.
Right? All 3 clubs playing in the Premier League.
Are you going to ask me who would the player rather go to?
Exactly.
The team offering more money. That's who.
Hold on. I'm not finished. All 3 clubs are offering the exact same terms, same wages. Who would you go to? Do you choose? Who do you choose?
If that ever happens, which is, you've
this
laid out such a convenient
no, because this is what would happen. This is reality. This is what would happen if they went to the Premier League.
There's always a team willing to offer more money than another. There's always one team that has more money than another.
Okay, then
and there's always a team that wants a player more than another.
Okay, so you're all after the same player.
Okay, yeah.
Rangers are offering $60,000 a week. West Brom are offering $62,000 a week, and Bournemouth are offering $65,000 a week.
Probably go to Bournemouth, wouldn't you?
For an extra $5,000. You turn down the chance to play in front of 50,000 fans.
Are you asking me or asking my opinion? Like, what would I do? Yeah, I agree. Like, obviously, Rangers are a much bigger club than those two. But you're talking about the modern day player, and it is all about money. If there's a difference in $5,000, if you're playing in the same league with a club that has the same ambitions as another, of course, if Rangers are higher competing in Europe, then he might go to Red Rangers. But 3 clubs at the same level, are you going to, $5,000, an extra $5,000, 60, $65,000, they go to that club offering more money.
If you give the Old Firm the same,
regardless of whether they promise to play every week or whether they're sitting on the bench, it's an extra $5,000. It's sad to say, if it happened 10 years ago, it'd be a lot different. But that's the way it is in a modern day player. I don't think it's right necessarily, but that's what it is. That's what it's come to. It's about money.
Well, exactly. It's about money. So if you give the Old Firm the same amount of money as the Premier League clubs get, we can compete with that.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, but would you? Right, this is another point, though. You wouldn't be able to obviously just be put straight into the Premier League. You need to work your way up, even no matter how good you are. Even like the Celtic and Rangers, you'd need to work your way up. I don't know where you'd start. Whether you start from like League 2, work your way up then, or would clubs be willing to do that? If the FA said,
I'd start again.
Come over. You can come over to England, play in England in the English leagues, but you have to start from League 2. Would we be willing to do that?
Well, speaking on behalf of myself, I would.
You'd be willing to sort of give up, well, not give up, but put on hold 4 seasons, at least 4 seasons of a club in the club's existence to try and get onto the Premier League.
Well, we've just done it, haven't we?
Well, I suppose, yeah, which doesn't really help the sake of the argument. Would Celtic be willing to do that?
I don't know, you need to ask them.
But I mean, you look back like 10 years ago, you were still attracting, big name players. I mean, not especially world class, but you had players like
Henrik Larsson.
Great player, wasn't he?
He was world class.
Who did Rangers have?
Raul de Boer.
But who's a Croatian guy? Perso. He was a good player.
Van Bronckhorst.
Yeah, there you go. So
Newman.
So what does the Scottish League have to do to get back to that stage?
Oh, those days are gone. They're not coming back.
You don't think so?
No.
What if a big an American investor comes into Rangers, wants to put loads of money, or an Arab comes in?
We've been down that road. We're not going back. We've learned from our mistakes. That's what got us into this mess in the first place.
Take me through that again. What happened?
Oh, basically, we spent money we didn't have. We went and bought players we couldn't afford, and we got in a bit of trouble.
Wow, just get a few financial advisors in. Maybe it'd be fine. Right, Dave, is there anything else you want to add before we close things up?
No, I don't think so. Winter's coming.
A little Easter egg for our viewers there. Just a few, like I said, we've not talked about Premier League. They've sort of summed it up. If you missed that summary at the start of the podcast, then Leicester's won the title. Someone's getting relegated. You can make your mind up who. Top 4 is going to stay as it is. And Roberto Martinez to be sacked at the end of the season.
Yeah, and if you're listening, Gianni, get that extra time idea up and running for next season, will you?
Extra time. The 7-a-side one, that is.
Or, what else have we discussed? The goalkeeper.
Rush goalkeepers or something like that.
Take off your goalkeeper.
Turning football into a game of volleyball or something.
And no offsides either.
No offsides. Right, okay. Right, we'll end it there. Thank you for listening to Speak Your Sport Now. join me and Dave next week. Matt's not coming back, so just me and Dave now. As it is. So,
fuck it, they buy.